Hi guys, welcome back to the Iraitara. My name is Abby, and today we are going to be doing our weekly chakra healing video. So we're going to be talking about a few things. I do have the Akashic Records open, so we're going to get right into it. I'm also going to be using the Game of Thrones tarot deck that I've been kind of using here and there as it kind of comes to me to use this deck. So yeah. So I hope you guys had a good last week. I had a terrific last week. I guess we're gonna talk about it, but I had a very beautiful last week. I feel like manifesting from the last new moon to this full moon that just passed was really, like, it was just so on point. And it's just because all the Aquarius energy, like before Sun moved into Pisces, all of the Aquarius energy, and I have a few placements in Pisces that also help me with manifestation. So this time of year, like the beginning of the year with Capricorn, because I'm a Capricorn, then going into Aquarius, then going into Pisces season is actually a super powerful time for me when it comes to like manifesting and different things. So it's just been like really like on point. And there's been like different messages that's been coming up. Last week there were some different themes that came up, especially when it comes to letting go, and I know that was like the theme for last week, and it's been a theme for a while because some of y'all don't want to let go and stuff. But it's one of the things that it showed me last week was because I had let go previously. I was able to receive exactly what I wanted. And I'm still like processing that situation in my head. I'm just like, wait, so the second I let go, now I have this. Like, it's just like it's been amazing. But one of the things that I also wanted to talk about this week, because I just got this intuitively like this morning, was just reflecting. And that's kind of one of the themes for Pisces season as a whole, like reflecting on the past year, because it ends the astrological year. So with Pisces season, just reflecting of like from where I was when Aries season came through, being in Grenada, doing like the ritual work with the Amaya and like the girls, like meeting the girls, having them in my life, how amazing it's been, like all of the different things that has happened. And I've just grown so much and I've healed so much since last year, especially with my heart space. That was like, I knew I had to work on it. It literally came up constantly last year. I know I had it blocked, and I know it was like a self-defense mechanism thing, like, and I know my Aquarius kicked in and I was using the energy in the worst way, like the detachment energy, and so I had to do a lot of healing. Oshun helped me a lot with that. So the Yemaya, it was like a lot of healing. Oya as well. Even the Legua, they were all like on me about that. But it was a very healing time for me. And then now that like this year I started off very strong emotionally speaking, especially in January. I was just like my card for the month was the King of Cups. It was just like emotionally I'm good. My intuition level is good. Like I was just, you know, in connection. And now it's like I'm benefiting from having to like heal all of that. Like it's just been so good. So I've just been collecting blessings basically for the past, like last week was just like such a beautiful blessing in my life. So let's see what's coming up for this weekend. Yes, we're doing this in Christmas PJs because it is snowing today in New York City, and I really just needed to be like snuggled. And Bay's at work, so that's not happening today. So like I just needed to be snuggled. So I'm gonna just do the Christmas PJs and you guys are gonna enjoy it. So for the root chakra, what is our blockage for the root chakra for this week? What is our blockage for the root chakra for this week? Ooh, okay. That one did a flip. Okay, so, oh, guy. Okay, so we have the 5 of Pentacles and the Tower. Starting off real bold this week. Okay, so some of you guys are feeling very okay, I'm getting financially, some people are feeling kind of down. They're not necessarily where they want to be, especially in connection to the root chakra. Life-wise, you're just not as stable as you would like to be. But something definitely happened. There's some people that are going to be losing their jobs this week, and there's some people that are going to be feeling sorry about that, that's the heater. It's the sound of the heater. There's some people that are going to be feeling kind of emotionally left out in the cold, but they're going to see it. It's like a physical neglect, and it's like, it's almost like a dry spell. Like, it's very and it happens out of nowhere. You just feel very much alone, very much like you don't have anything. It's one of those things that happens. Like, this is a moment that happens when you see somebody having exactly what you wanted, and for some reason you just caught up in that moment, and then you're just like, why don't I have that? And it's a very kind of looking down on yourself energy. It's very heavy. It's very like, this is Uranus. Like, the tower's Uranus, so it's like he's gonna kind of make you feel like shit this week. But because the tower is in the blockage, I will tell you that the reason why you're gonna feel like shit is because you haven't been working towards what you're supposed to be doing. So the reason why you're gonna be feeling like shit this week, especially with the in the root chakra, like, you're not gonna be grounded, it's because Uranus is going to be like, well, had you done this, had you prepped for this, had you been consistently doing this, then you would have benefited from all of this, all of these things that you could have been having right now, which kind of connects to what I was saying earlier about me having to heal my heart chakra, and all of a sudden at the end of the year, like at the end of the astrological year, I'm just reaping in rewards at this point in time. Like, that's kind of what it is. Like, you don't, basically, root chakra is saying, you didn't do the work, so you're not going to get what it is that you now want or have wanted, because you haven't been working towards it. So you don't get, you just don't get, like, if you don't do the work, you're just not going to you're just not gonna get it. Bottom of the deck right now, it's funny because it's the Ace of Swords and the High Priestess, so it's kind of like you were told about this, though. You were, like, warned. You were, like, told, like, hey, you know, this is what you're meant to be doing, this is what you're supposed to be doing, this is kind of like you were given those downloads, you were given the information, you knew that this was coming, like, that you could have had this, like, you knew, and you knew what would happen if you didn't do what you were supposed to do. So it's kind of like, so how can we best heal our root chakra this week? It's really sad. I really wish that, like, people will kind of just get it together, but I know there's a lot of healing that needs to happen in the world, so there's also that. So we have the Seven of Swords and the King of Cups for our healing, for our root chakra, and this is really interesting, and I'll tell you why. Because it comes down to your thoughts, and this has to do with, like, sorting out your thoughts, what you're not necessarily, it could be the lies that you tell to yourself, and it could be the lies that you've kind of bamboozled other people to do, and this is very Pisces-esque energy, because this is what they do best. Illusions is what they do best, besides art, obviously. But this is something that they do very well, and it has to do with kind of letting themselves go off, like, mentally sorting it out. They get so cloudy, especially while it's Pisces season. It's such a cloudy and moody and kind of like an in and out time, because Pisces rules that kind of subconscious, I mean, it rules the subconscious mind, but that subconscious, like, underwater, you don't know what's coming, you don't know when a shark is gonna come to bite you, you don't know when you're gonna feel like shit, shark being the tower here. So it's kind of just like sorting out those swords, sorting out how you feel emotionally, really regaining and being the King of Cups, not like Five of Pentacles level kind of feeling weak or feeling like letting yourself get that low, because I can also see a lot of people literally getting depressed out of the blue, and that's gonna be like the manifestation on the physical realm of what's actually going on in the spiritual realm, because you haven't been, one, connecting to your crown chakra, like we've established this, but two, just really connecting to your to yourself, to what you want, to your dreams, putting in the work to what you want to achieve in your life. There's just like a down, like there's something just like, oh, it's just a low point. And it's about really sorting out your swords, especially emotionally speaking. I see a lot of people with the Five of Pentacles, this having to do with like some sort of love relationship on a like manifestation on the physical realm. So not necessarily you having a crush on someone on an emotional level, which would be this, but wanting it on the physical realm. So there's realizations this week of how some of you guys might be realizing that you wanted someone that now you cannot have, and so that Tower moment is like the Uranus being like, well, you could have had this person, but you fooled yourself and now you tried it, and so you paying for the price for it. Some people are going to be losing their jobs. I can definitely see that. Some people are feeling very like they don't have opportunities, like they're kind of stuck in this loop, and it's almost like you're gonna feel like the universe keeps beating you down. And really the way you're gonna have to sort that out, it's emotionally tapping into that Pisces energy and sorting out your minds, like your state of mind, what your thought process is, because Pisces season is such a big time for manifestation, like because they rule illusion and they rule creativity and art and like just creativity as a whole, as in creating universes, creating your own universe, like really like doing the mantras, doing the affirmations, all of that is so powerful during Pisces season. It has to do with sorting out your mind. You can't let like all these negative thoughts like run with your head. It's about having a little bit more self-control with your emotional state, which is really hard because it's supposed to flow easy, right? It's supposed to just keep flowing, but it's about making sure that as those negative thoughts come, you're also addressing them and looking at the core of those thoughts, why you're feeling that way, why you feel like this person is the one now, why do you feel like you want them now, why did they have to get with someone for you to want them? Like sort out how you feel, like really question yourself, really hold yourself accountable, look into the mirror, because it's like it needs to be a mental and emotional balance, sorting out your head and really looking at your emotions and how you're attaching your thoughts to your emotions, and how that's making you kind of move around the world, so you could stop feeling stuck, basically. Yeah, because look, stuck. And then you have, bottom of the deck right now is the Eight of Swords and the Star. So Aquarius energy right there. And then you have the Eight of Swords. So it's just like there's a need to stop feeling stuck, especially when it comes to our larger point. Like the Star is like, that's your destiny. This is long term what you're looking at, and so there's a need for the root chakra to really address where you're going. So that's very Capricorn like energy, but Uranus is asking you to like upgrade it, like, hey, you need to sit down and think about what you want to do, where you want to go, and how are you going to work towards those goals. Don't just think about it, like how are you going to manifest this from using all this water? How are you going to manifest it? How are you going to do it? Answer those questions. What is blocking our sacral chakra this week? What is blocking our... Okay. Yeah, it done started this already. Whew. Okay, so we have the Emperor. Oh, God. And the Six of Wands. So, ego. Ego is blocking you on your sacral space this week. Why I do this? Y'all need to really do some ego work. Ego work is super important. I think I'm going to have to post a couple of videos on ego work because but the Emperor in the blockage is actually really bad. There's also Aries energy, so some people definitely do feel stuck, and you might see things moving a little bit, you know, faster once like Aries season comes through. Even in the Aries moons, they might just give you that little boost that you need, but there is kind of like feeling stuck, feeling like you don't, also like you don't kind of feel good about yourself. You don't feel like you look good, you don't feel like you're at the point where you want to be, you don't feel like it's almost like you're really talking yourself down this week. And that's probably why the Seven of Swords came up in the root chakra the way it did, is like you're talking yourself down, you're not like building yourself up. Like there is no self-care occurring at this point in time. I definitely do see some people working on it, but it's like baby steps, where the Emperor wants you to just be like on point, like, yeah, I'm the boss. I rule empires. I'm not a king. So yeah. Like I've achieved so much. I'm reflecting on all this stuff, and I've grown so much. Like this is basically the summary of what I told you guys before I even started doing the reading. But it's really about looking at yourself, how you've built yourself, have you been working actively on yourself. Some people, yeah, need to hit the gym, and I can definitely see that in these two, because the Emperor is always body on point. He's ready to go to war at any given time, which means that he trains, okay? And this one just came from war. So there is a level of, you need to address your conflicts and look at them as they were building blocks. They were there to build you. These turbulent moments and you not getting exactly what you wanted, it was for a reason. They're meant to build you. Like, you need to stop trying to feel so bad about yourself. Like, there's no point of all of this. Because look, even the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Swords and the Two of Swords. It's like you don't even want to look at your self-care, your self-worth. And I mean, during Pisces season, a lot of people can get depressed. It happens in like literally every water sign. So I'm not really surprised, because Pisces are also they can be very, like, they're not going to be out here like telling you they feel amazing, or they're beautiful, or they're like just, you know, like, they're not Leos. They don't act like Leos. They don't like show up and be like, I'm here, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the same way. There's just kind of like, I'm just kind of gonna hide, and I'm gonna sit with my thoughts forever and ever and ever and gloom over it. Like, it's just not helping. And how are you supposed to heal your root chakra and be successful, like this successful, if your ego's not even in check? Like, how can we best heal our sacral space this week? How can we best heal our sacral space this week? Some people I can also see, because the Emperor is ruled by Mars. I mean, that's Aries energy, so it's ruled by Mars. Some people are definitely not feeling good sexually. So if you're like going on a date this week, and it's kind of like the time, like you've been kind of pushing it away, but it's kind of like the time for you guys to, you know, do the thing. Some people are not feeling like good about their bodies, good about like their performance, I guess, whatever you want to call it. One more card, hold on. There we go. Some people are just not feeling good. Yeah, there we go. Some people are not feeling good about their drive, like their sex drive. They just don't feel good about themselves, and so they don't know how to properly give that to somebody else. It's kind of like, yeah, of course, because your sacral chakra is blocked, so you're not going to feel sexy. You're not going to feel like you're powerful, like you're in control, like you're working with your sexual energy versus like, you know, working against it, basically. Like, there is a lack of, and especially because all of the cards that came out were basically wands, there is a lack of kind of being like, yeah, I can do this, let's go. Like, you know, like, there's a need to like kind of show out and like really just kind of, I don't want to say expose. I keep getting the word expose, but it's almost like when you're confident, they're at to a certain level, you are exposing yourself, because you are telling everybody else who's in the room, whether people are in the room or not, how you feel about yourself. So when you lack confidence, you don't feel good about yourself. When you have confidence, you can then really kind of move in a different way. You're more aligned with yourself, because you're more in control, and you feel like you're in control of what's going on to a certain degree. There is some level of, nah, I got this. Like, of course, I know how to do this. What if this is a job situation? It's almost like you forgot how to do the thing that you were trained to do. But I definitely see this being like a sexual situation. I feel like some people are like kind of still stuck from Valentine's Day kind of esque energy. And I mean, Pisces loves to love, so, you know. There's also that. But some people are definitely stuck in that Valentine's Day-esque energy where like maybe you met someone after Valentine's Day and like you kind of hit it off and there's a lot of attraction there, but you're kind of like a little bit self-conscious, or you're like, I don't, you know, like I really, really care about this person, but like at the same time, I don't know, like I've been through a lot of shit, especially with the 9 of Wands reverse and then the 5 of Wands. It's like you're attracted to this person, but you don't want to, like, you're just like pulling back. Like there's just like a weird, cloudy, again, Pisces-esque energy. When in reality what the cards are saying is like, hey, can you stop making yourself a victim? Can you stop making yourself a victim and just take back your power and just go get it? Like the 5 of Wands is like pure passion, is like drive, like go get it. Like that's what the Emperor does. He's like, okay, we're gonna go to war, we're gonna war in bed, we're gonna go to war in bed, we're gonna go to war. Like, what else is the next step? Even if you're at work, still keep pushing, because the opportunity is gonna come right back around. It may not be there now, but it's gonna come back around, and you're just gonna have to, like, where's your drive gonna be? Like, go and get it. Stay consistent with your self-care, how you feel about yourself, especially because the bottom of the deck, 10 of Pentacles, 2 of Coins. It's about staying consistent, going with the flow. You will see the rewards if you actually stay consistent, and a lot of that has to do with checking yourself, especially with the mind. Checking yourself with the mind. You have to make sure that you're like going through the seasons and like saying, okay, wait, I need to make sure I'm still that bitch. I still need to make sure I'm still that bitch. So let me just check myself real quick. How am I looking? How am I feeling? Some people, again, y'all need to hit the gym. Y'all need to like do shit that makes you feel good, and then you know it's gonna make you feel good in the long run. Like, you need to invest in yourself physically, on a physical level. This week I'm definitely seeing that. There needs to be a balance in the physical realm. There needs to be a balance, and that could mean literally you need to renovate your house, or you need to like redo like feng shui your house or your apartment, or you really need to I wanted to say get laid, but you really need to heal back with that, your sexual energy. So that could be, you could do that alone. You don't need to do that with other people. But if you want to heal that with someone else, that's also a very powerful intention to set, because you could just tell them like, hey, I haven't been feeling that great about myself, and like, but I really care about you, so I really want to do this with you, but I just want to let you know. And then let the situation unfold, so you can, like, hopefully whoever that is will be able to be a mirror to you, so you can like see how ridiculous you're being, because a lot of it is just a state of mind. Like, your mind rules, it controls everything. Your head controls everything. So it's like, it's just a state of mind that you need to switch into, and a lot of that comes back to like tapping into your passion. Why do you even want to be, how do you think attraction works? Like, why are you even attracted to this person? Why do you want this opportunity so bad? Why were you like, why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do what you do? And then tap back into your purpose, and then execute, period, done. So what's blocking our solar plexus? That jumped out way too fast. Way too fast. Go on you. Okay, so we have the King of Coins and Judgments. So y'all don't want to address your root chakra, basically, is what this is saying. There is a need. Also, ooh, the ancestors are still mad at y'all. Yeah, the ancestors are still mad at you guys. There's still kind of a level, like, it's almost kind of like you're seeing someone you love doing something stupid, like something that you know that they're not, like they're better than this, they deserve more, you know, like, it's like that. Like, you could be on a different level, but for some reason you're just not there, and it's kind of bringing the vibe down, and it's just really sad. There's like a sadness to it. There's like a, like, I want the best for you, but I can't, I don't know how else to get you out of this without inflicting in your free will, type of thing. That's really what that is. And there's a need to address that root chakra, and it has to do with looking at your core, looking at why you're feeling the way you're feeling, why you're reacting the way you're reacting, why your emotions are everywhere, why you want what you want, why do you care about this so much, why is it something that you want to have in the future. Like, what, find your purpose. Like, that's really what the message is for this week. It's just like, find your purpose, reconnect with your purpose. What is your purpose? Like, it's kind of like a hard reset. Like, that's what I'm seeing it as. It's like you guys need a hard reset, and like, boop boop, like, shut off, turn on again, see if it's working now. Like, that's what it feels like. Halfway best healer solar plexus this week. Okay. Ooh. So we have the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Cups. Oh God. Okay, so this has to do with, oh God. Okay, y'all need to stop. Okay, there's nothing wrong with wanting to manifest the 10 of Cups energy, because this is happily ever after, emotional content energy. Bottom of the deck is again the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles and the 2 of Pentacles, which is going back to that, hey, you can have it if you just let things flow, but you out here not trying to let things flow, so you're not having it right now. So with the 10 of Cups energy, while this is physical, on the physical realm, having like physical fulfillment of abundance, this is emotional fulfillment with the Cups. So this has to do with kind of like not being your worst enemy, like willpower wise, because again, solar plexus rules of willpower. So your willpower is shot because your root chakra is blocked. Yes. And then the best way to heal that this week is to check your thoughts. Again, going back to that root chakra, check your thoughts, because you're kind of just like overly being hard on yourself because you don't have this 10 of Cups energy, this emotional abundance. There's some people that are really stuck on that, not having that. There's some people that will be fine. I'm definitely getting that message as well. Some people do not have this area blocked. This does not apply to everyone. This is for my people in the back that have not been doing the work, and that need to do the work but have not been doing the work. Yes, Pisces season is a great time to manifest this, but also Pisces season will have you feeling sorry for yourself because you do not have this. So you need to change the vibe of how you're going to think about this moving forward. Are you going to make it a trauma? Like, you want this so bad, but you can't get it so bad, so now it's... Or are you, like, what's happening here? Like, what are we talking about? So, it's about checking your mind. Your mind, it's going to be your biggest enemy this week, if you let it, basically. What is blocking our heart chakra this week? Okay, that came out way too fast. Okay. What did I say? Yo, what did I say? My mans. Okay, so we have the King of Swords, the 10 of Swords, the 2 of Swords, the 4 of Swords. What is blocking ourselves? What are y'all blocked by this week? Did I say y'all minds? I did. I did say y'all minds. I did say it. Okay, so some people are very frustrated by an ending and a lack of communication with someone that you wanted to talk to. There is kind of just like something's over. Some people may have ended some relationships. I can definitely see that. Some people are needing to end a relationship. They need to become this King of Swords energy and really cut something toxic that they know it's straight up toxic, but for some reason it hasn't. It's just been like kind of like you've been milking the time. You've been like, yeah, but maybe, and then it just keeps being horrible, and then you're like, but that's why your heart chakra is blocked, because you haven't addressed the emotional aspect of what this is. So there is some people that are gonna be stuck on their inability to do what they know they're supposed to be doing. In order to heal their heart chakra, you need to speak some things this week. Some people will be breaking up with some people. Some people will be trying to hold on to not break up with this person, but you know it's really toxic. Like, there's the 10 of Swords. It's like, this is over. Like, you know it's over. Like, you know it's over. But it's Pisces season. I've been saying this for days. Like, Pisces are like the worst when it comes to look, bottom of the deck, strength, and the Ace of Swords. Some of y'all need to say what needs to be said. But Pisces are like the worst when it comes to love sometimes, because they always end up being in love with their exes. Like, it's just a sad life. Like, I just feel bad. I just feel bad. Like, listen, I get it. I get it. But what you need to fuel that into, and this is why I love Pisces, because they're they take a lot of their pain and they just get creative with it. They put it in their art. They put it in their like passion. And if you look at history and you look at all the art that's like happened and all of these like dramatic pieces, all the music that's, if you look at like artists who are Pisces, like all the music, all their songs, all the stuff is like they fuel it in their music and then they just make something completely different. And that's where that creativity and that creation aspect comes from them. And that's really what it needs to be fueled into. It's like put it in your work, like process it through the best way that you know how to, which is by creating a world where maybe it worked out or maybe it didn't, but this is the timestamp of what this taught you, of how this made you feel, of the level of emotions that it took from you. Like, this is where what happened. Like, put it in the music, put it in the writing, write, draw, whatever it is. Like, it needs to be about like you having to create, but a lot of you guys are not doing it this week. We best heal our heart chakra this week. We best heal our heart chakra this week. Okay. So we have the Page of Swords and the Chariot. So straight up, yeah, being told to like say what you need to say. I have a friend, I think I mentioned this before, I have a friend named Say, who's also a Pisces. I love her so much. And I have her on my phone as a contact, and her name is Say What You Need to Say, because again, that's the only John Mayer song that I can probably listen to. Except for another one, I think, but that's probably my favorite one. But this is really about saying what needs to be said with this Page of Swords. And because the Page of Swords is like, hey, this is a new thing. Like, I'm just like, I want fresh energy. This is fresh energy. Saying what you need to say and then moving forward. Feeling victorious in the fact that you finally ended this toxicity, that you finally gotten over whatever it is, like that you're not feeling stuck. Like, you just feel like you're moving finally. So a lot of you need to heal your root maybe through your heart chakra. Because then maybe it's gonna help you to kind of shift your energy a little bit and actually feel like you're going somewhere again. Yeah, bottom of the deck, 7 of Coins and the Ace of Wands. So there is like a feeling like, oh my god, wait, I can start. Like, if you actually do it, if you actually say what needs to be said this week, you're gonna be healing your heart in a big way, because then you're going back to your root and your intentions and like what your journey looks like, what you want, and the end game, like what is it, and that's really what you want to connect to. So for your throat chakra, what is blocking the throat chakra this week? I mean, some of y'all are not talking, so I already know what's blocking your throat chakra this week, because right. So we have the 10 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles. You're stuck. Yes, you're stuck on the fact that you don't have the thing that you want. Like, you're stuck that you don't have the house, the kids, the job, like everything's stable. You don't have that. Like, first of all, that American dream bullshit is bullshit. So that, like, there needs to be a restructuring of a lot of the expectations of what you want your life to be. A good amount of it has to be with you being happy and you being content and having people in your life that make you happy, having a family that makes you happy, and like having a job that makes you happy and makes you feel fulfilled, because you could literally have the job that you want now that you think you've been wanting for a long time, but that's not actually what you're meant to do. So then you just end up getting promoted in that job eventually, like after you busted your ass working there, but then you still hate it because you're still not doing what you're meant to do. And then later on, when you have a midlife crisis, you're like, oh my god, I wish I just stopped and like done what I was meant to do. Like, this is like the mental stuckness of like not doing what you're supposed to be doing, not saying what you're supposed to be saying, because you're so stuck on these kind of weird expectations. Like, yeah, look, bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. It's like you're stuck on these expectations that society has placed on you, that you've just like been trying to get for a while, that you just haven't gotten it. It's just like, why? And it's just like, oh my god, but if I just get this, then maybe I can get this. If I just get the job, then I can get the girl or the guy. And if I just get like, where in that are you fitting your happiness? Where in that are you feeling your contentment, your self-care, your self-worth? How you, what you want to do in the world? Do you want to travel? Do you want to see the world? Do you want to like taste a different fruit, for God's sakes? Like, What is it that you want to do? What is it that you want from your life that doesn't look like what the fucking American dream is? Because that whole thing is bullshit anyway. That whole entire thing. I would go mad if I would just be in a house all day. Like if that whole routine of 9 to 5, come back home, have the wives and kids, go back to work, go to sleep, come back home, I would go insane. That is the most boring fucking life that you can try to even sell me. Like I would not even, like it just sounds insane to me. Like nah. See, my perfect life goes with like, this is how it goes. Okay, first of all, I want to have multiple places that I live. That's one thing. Like I want to have like land in another country and stuff. Like I want to be able to travel in and out. Definitely traveling is a big one. If I can't travel, that's going to be a big one. Bae has to be able to travel with me. Like as far as a partner goes, like I would love to have a partner. Well, I do have a partner that loves traveling, but like if I'm speaking hypothetically speaking, I would love to have a partner that like wants to travel, that loves food, that wants to like go out and do things, that like wants to enjoy, like I don't know, like that inspires me, like wants to do other things other than the 9 to 5 bullshit, because what the fuck is that even? I would love to have like kids one day that like I teach different things to, that are very like witchy and like do that are very intuitive, and like just feeding all of that like spiritually to them, and like helping them grow in that way, healing trauma early. Oh my god, like how does that even fit into a 9 to 5 life? Like I still want to be able to like travel, do photography, heal around the world, like go around, like do something different. Like it cannot look the same. Even if you wanted to be a doctor and like what you wanted to really do is help other people heal, like that doesn't have to look the way that it looks for everybody else. It just doesn't. Like you can be a doctor and then on the weekends go on road trips and like go hiking, or like I don't know, like go be a writer or write a novel like while your days off, or like maybe you just really love making music, or you just really love photography, or you just really love going around different restaurants and treating yourself in the weekends and just eating food that you have never ate before, or something like that. Like do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. Say what makes you happy. Stop being stuck on the ideals of what society and the pressures have put on you. That's not going to make you happy at the end of the day. You're gonna think it looks like the 10 of Swords, but it's not. I mean, a 10 of Wands, but it's not. I mean, the 10 of Pentacles, but it's not. You see the other two cards that just came out of my mouth? That's what it's actually gonna be. Okay, so how do we heal our throat chakra this week, besides speaking? Yo, Legua. So we have the Empress and the Sun. What I said about doing what makes you happy. This is Venus freaking energy. This is like very Leo. This is Sun energy. This is ego work, by the way, because that's the Sun. That's what the Sun rules. Ego, willpower. And then the Empress being Venus energy, Taurus, Libra energy, balance. Doing what you love, because Venus rules career. No, I'm sorry. She rules love and money. She rules pleasure, what you enjoy. And the Sun is like just wanting to, that Leo energy. Like it's just joy, happiness, contentment. Bottom of the deck right now, the King of Wands and the Magician. So that's very Alegua, very Mercury energy, and that's really like throat chakra. That's really what you want to have right there, and that's kind of asking you to like check yourself, like really go back to what makes you happy, your core, like that childhood dream, your child, like when you were a kid, like what just made you happy. Like do that shit, speak that shit into existence. Be like, yo, I want to just be so happy that I'm just like, I just want to be balanced. I want to be happy. I want to like do what makes me happy. I want to be with someone that makes me happy, that I make happy. Like all of these things, like speak that into existence. Like enjoy the hell out of your life. You cannot enjoy the 10 of Pentacles energy without this, because Venus rules that earthy, material-esque energy, because she rules pleasure. She rules that second house of what you have, of what like your possessions, your values, And that's what it's about, like what makes you happy at the end of the day. And so it's really about checking yourself, because some people are like just struggling with it, and it's really sad. It's just really sad. What is blocking our third eye this week? What is blocking our third eye this week? What's blocking our third eye this week? Okay, so Page of Pentacles and the Three of Wands in reverse. So some people are having a really hard time looking into the future because they haven't quite left a different situation. We talked about that. Oh, we got the Queen of this is Wands. Yeah, Queen of Wands and the Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. There is a need to leave a situation in order to actually get to look into the future and being able to solidify like new intentions, new type of seeds, and new type of abundance for it to come to you later. There needs to be a release that happens, and there hasn't been one. You might have talked about it actually, maybe with your friends or something, but it just hasn't happened yet. You haven't actually made the choice, kind of like catching that seed. You haven't actually caught it yet. You haven't actually done what you know you need to do, and so your third eye is blocked because you're not even listening to yourself. You're not listening to your intuition. You know you're stuck, but you're not doing anything about it. So you're still stuck. So your third eye is blocked because you don't know how to kind of flow with the messages, listen to the messages that you've been receiving, not only from yourself, but from others, from even the universe at this point. Like if you study astrology and you know the transits have been pushing you a certain way. I mean, I know this weekend the moon was in Scorpio. There's been a lot of Oya and death, like, energy that's been happening. Like I've been seeing other people kind of addressing that and like having to address death. Like it just keeps coming up, like in conversation. They'll just be like, oh yeah, I just have kind of a problem with this, I have a issue with this. I've had so many, like a few conversations with people last week that it's just been like, oh, I know, but I'm just like, oh, but if I do that, then oh, like it was so good, and and this is like, you know that something needs to be let go, but you haven't done it. So some of you need to do some work with Oya. Some of you guys need to do some release work, cleansing. I'm also seeing spiritual baths are great for Pisces season, so I highly recommend those. Let's see, how can we best heal our third eye this week? How can we best heal our third eye this week? Ooh, how can we best heal our third eye this week? Ooh, well, that came out, so there's that. So we have the Six of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Moon. Oh, balance. How are you doing? Oh, Gemini, how are you doing? Okay, so, listen. It really comes down to balancing that root chakra on the physical realm, making sure you're balanced physically, making sure you're, like, even if you're doing yoga, like, I feel like it will help your third eye, especially once you get to Shavasana. Like, it's gonna help your third eye, because when you go into that meditation, it's just stay in it a little bit longer this week. I feel like it's gonna help you really kind of connect to your body, connect to your third eye, just connect, period. There is definitely something here. I mean, we have the card of Pisces and the card of Gemini. There is definitely something here that can be manifested, especially when it comes to love. But that has to do, the moon rules the intuition, so it has to do with ultimately you balancing out your mind, your communication, your throat, speaking things into existence, because the Lovers are still Gemini energy. That's still that duality, the duality of both of these cards, the mutableness of Pisces, of Gemini, just really, really using those two to change, to allow yourself to be kind of formed into a better version of yourself. And you do that by balancing out in the physical realm this week. That's what's going to trigger that third eye. Some of you guys are getting like visions of love, getting visions of, or dreaming up, or kind of getting a little bit lost in like thinking about someone. But I do see some people getting downloads about like a soulmate or someone who you just really, really connect to. You have to make sure that you're balancing yourself spiritually and physically and emotionally. Yeah. That's definitely it. Yep. Okay, so crown chakra was blocking our crown chakra this week. Blocking our crown chakra this week. Blocking our crown chakra. Oh, god damn. Jeez. Oh, going, yo. Oh my god. Oh god. Okay. So we have the Seven of Wands, and then we have the Star card. And you guys know that's Uranus energy because it's a card of Aquarius. So in the heart chakra, we got the Chariot, which is Cancer. What else did we get? Tower. Yeah, Aries. So we got Aries energy. We got ancestor energy in here. We got so many energy. We got Venus energy, Gemini energy, Mercury energy, Pisces energy. And then we have Aquarius energy coming in heavy. So there is some people that feel very much, there's kind of like an anxiety about where you're going, like your destiny, your destination, your the larger aspect of your life. This is kind of a really dangerous time because I feel like some people are very kind of suicidal. Especially Pisces. Pisces are one of like the signs that will commit suicide the most out of any other sign. It's because they're so sensitive. But there's like an anxiety about it, like about kind of getting overwhelmed of how your life is going. And yeah, like even the bottom of the deck, you have the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. There is just a like this dark energy of how you feel about your life, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your growth, how you feel about what you've like accomplished. It's just like there's, and a lot of people, I feel like this is an age thing, like maybe you're a little bit older and you're kind of like at this point in your life where you want certain things that maybe other people have, like house, a family, babies, kids, something of the sort, even a car or something like that. But you're kind of on a little bit older, and so you're kind of frustrated with why you don't have it, and it just doesn't feel good, and there's just a lot of like kind of anxiety to make something work or to have something that everybody else has, and it's becoming a blockage because you're not supposed to have everything that everybody has. It's just not realistic. But at the same time, you're not connecting to your higher self, so you're overwhelmed because there's a disconnect from your purpose and your sense of self, and it just doesn't feel good. So there's anxiety from both ends of the spectrum, from root to crown, and having that whole thing in balance is just the worst, because having to question your destiny, and a lot of you need astrological readings, so if you want to book an astrology reading with me, link is in the bio. But some of you guys just need an astrological reading so you can understand like that you're not crazy about how you feel about your life, and that there's certain things that you're getting called into and it's for a reason. I always get that when I do readings for people with that has to do with astrology. They're always like, oh my god, that's so me, but like this and that and that. I'm like, yeah, because that's what you're meant to be doing. And it's kind of like confirmation, like some people just are gonna need a little bit of that confirmation to kind of calm down the anxiety. But there is a lot of anxiety this week, and it has to do with like really aligning your thoughts, letting your passion out, like really breaking yourself free from the bond. Like there's just like a bond here. There's just like a bond here, even with like the third eye. There's like a need to kind of accept the truth about like a love situation that like is not, it's imbalanced. Like it's imbalanced because the moon has revealed that to you, especially possibly last week during the full moon. Even before that, I'm seeing but there's just kind of like an imbalance, and it's kind of happening from everywhere, and it's kind of turning into this giant wave of imbalances. It's kind of crashing on you, and it just doesn't feel good. because you're not actually listening to yourself. Like, what's the truth, what you know, why you're feeling a certain way. Like, you're not actually listening to yourself. You're just having a multiple like amount, like you're just having mad thoughts but not actually processing them, which is very Gemini energy. Like, not like just having thoughts and thoughts and thoughts and thoughts and thoughts, but then like needing to like chill and then actually process them, which is completely necessary. We best heal our crown chakra this week. Ooh. Okay, so we have strength, and then we have the Four of Cups. So very Leo energy. But Leo rules the ego. So again, this is ego work. This is, I mean, having to accept certain things that you need to accept. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Swords and the Devil. A Capricorn. I mean, this is kind of funny because the way he kind of looks in here, and I'm mad they made him the devil because he's one of my least favorite characters. But the way he like looks in this card, if you look at him, it's almost like, because we rule karma, Capricorns rule karma. So this is kind of like he's laughing because you're getting exactly what you want. Like, not exactly what you want, but exactly what you deserve because you didn't do the thing. So if you're feeling restricted, like you can't do anything, it's because you haven't been doing anything. A lot of it has to do with having like strength enough to do something about it, or accept what you've been dealt from the universe and then doing, like moving forward, like accepting the lesson. And that's kind of what this has to do with. Like, Capricorns, we can see lessons from a mile away, and we get this ability from Saturn. So a lot of the fact that there's so much Uranus energy and Aquarius energy in this reading, don't forget that Aquarius is also co-ruled by Saturn. There is an element of, hey, you haven't been like grounded, so here you're getting smoked now. You're getting the smoke. Like, that's really it. And it has to do with, because you haven't been feeling good about yourself. You haven't done the work to feel good about yourself. You haven't been putting your foot forward, saying what needs to be said. You haven't really kind of taken the chance or the opportunity that has come up for you to be honest, for you to speak your truth into existence, for you to really look at yourself and the journey you've taken this far into your life, and say, okay, I know what I want to do. This is what I want to do in my life. This is who I want to be with. This is who this is what my truth is. This is what I want to like move forward with. Like, there's just so much like you mentally restricted yourself, and now you're getting the karma for it. And the karma is coming in a way where it's just like Uranus is just like, well, you need to upgrade. Like, at this point, he don't care. He's just like, I'm gonna make your life a living hell because you're just not doing what you need to be doing, and I'm tired of it. Like, you have the potential to be better, and it comes from having that strength. Some of y'all really need to connect to some Leo energy this week, Sun energy, because that came up in both cards. Ego, willpower, what you want, where you get your strength from, your drive from, what you want to work towards, and seeing it as an opportunity to heal that, not just getting pissed about it. So I'm going to pull an oracle deck from the Enchanted Wrapped Oracle, because you know what, this thing is usually always on point for y'all, so I'm just gonna laugh. I'm gonna call it a day. So, oh geez, I really like doing these readings for you guys though, because I feel like they're very they're not necessarily like other readings that are like done on YouTube and stuff like that. Like, they're not like super love based or super career based or super like one thing specific, because the chakras are so important, and the energy of them and like what's blocking them is such a, it can range from so many different things. So it's kind of like having it balanced. It kind of shows you what you need to have it balanced, and it just also gives you insight of what actually blocks it in the first place. So it gets really like interesting doing these readings for you guys. So, ooh, messages for this week. Ooh, okay, hold on. Wait, oh, that was a lot of cards. We're not doing that. take one card. Yep. Not surprised. Okay. So we got Ghostlands. I'm going to read it to you guys, even though I'm pretty sure you guys have gotten this before and I've had to. You see, I already started reading the line and I'm mad. You can learn from the past and imagine a beautiful future, but you must live in the here and now. Why do I do tarot readings instead of oracle readings on here? I'm just saying, whenever you set your sights too far ahead, it's gonna hold up these 10 of Pentacles up here with this card. Whenever you set your sights too far ahead, you run the risk of losing your footing. For rarely do the present and the future match up exactly on the enchanted map that is your life story. The future has no substance right now. It is a place that has no grounding as of yet. You cannot live there, yet you can make measured steps towards a goal or a dream. These steps are important now. The same goes from nostalgia. You can look into the past wistfully and remember the beautiful moments or revisit lessons learned. However, you cannot live there, nor can you go back and change what was. Yesterday is gone forever. Live fully in the present, and the now is the most powerful place to put your attention. It is magic. Its magic reaches out into every direction further than the heart and the soul can see. So, basically, I said what I said. That's what I'm gonna say. I said what I said. Yeah, it's gonna look like that this week. There is, and you know what? The moon's also gonna be in Capricorn this week. I forgot to mention that earlier. So I'm not even surprised that y'all gonna get some karma, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's during the moon as well, because it's gonna be highlighted by Saturn. And by the time I see you guys again, it should be the moon in Aquarius. So some of y'all should be. Yeah, there's a lot of Uranus energy this week, like back to back. So really watch out, because I feel like some people are going to be feeling kind of really overwhelmed, really depressed, really like they just cut, like it's a back-to-back getting shitted on. Like that's what it feels like this week for some people. Like it's just a back-to-back, like I can't get this right, I just can't succeed, there's something I can't push back this, it's driving me crazy. Like there's gonna be that kind of mentality where you just feel like complete shit. Say what you need to say. Readdress your destiny, look at yourself, and practice self-care. Those are the 3 things that y'all need to do. That's homework. Okay, so we're gonna talk about it next week. I will see you guys in the next video. There is some stuff that I'm gonna be posting this week. I've been kind of distracted last week because bae, but I'm still gonna be posting and stuff this week, so keep an eye out for that. That's still happening. Yeah, so I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.